Hey all, I'm back with the rack all loaded up with clothes I want to discuss, and today is going to be all about equipping you. I want to just load you up with some very essential style knowledge that you can take into any day and any outfit. So the subject of today's video is something that I would call templates. Now a template is a base layer. It's usually made 100% of basics. It's just something that you can build upon. It's like an idea, a concept. So for example, my friend Tanner likes to wear a black derby or boot, a black pair of pants or jeans, and a black t-shirt, and on top of that he might throw on a more colorful jacket or a flannel or something like that. So I'm gonna go over a bunch of different templates, and you're probably gonna find 2 or 3 that really resonate with you and kind of fit your vibe and that you could see yourself building outfits upon. And really all you need is one good template that speaks to you. You could do that 7 days a week and then change up the layers or other pieces you include with it. Now you don't have to think in terms of templates when you get dressed, but I find it's a really good time saver, and not only that, it just saves you the effort of having to buy a ton of different clothes or get caught in that limbo where you're starting from scratch every time you build an outfit and you're just overwhelmed and don't know what to wear. Now keep in mind, I'm not trying to wow you here, I'm just showing you these basic templates. So these outfits are gonna be very basic, but let's get right into it. I think you'll find something good that you can use here. One template that I really like, especially in the summer, is a warm neutral top with a faded pair of blue jeans. Now these are just such a classic, right? They're just, you know, nice and casual, textured, interesting. But what's cool about this template is that you're taking a cool color and then you're taking a warm color. So blue obviously is cool. Opposite blue on the color spectrum would be like orange or brown tones. And so you get something like this kind of grayish brown tee. Looks really good. Maybe just throw on a classic sneaker like my old favorites there. And then when it warms up, or when it cools down that is, you can just throw on something like this cable knit, you know, still in a warm tone with that khaki or beige, but it just plays so nicely and contrasting with the blue jeans. But it's all very subtle, it's all very light and casual. Now next we have a perennial favorite of the fashion community, and that is all black. People do all black for a variety of reasons. It's kind of got a mystique to it, or you can lean into more of an edginess or a subtlety. It's just a great vibe. The thing about all black though is that it can feel very plain if you're just doing like jeans and a t-shirt and plain sneakers. It can feel to me like a dance choreographer. So if you want to keep it more interesting, you're going to want to play with things like texture and proportion and things like that. Do some very interesting things since you're not able to play with color. It's all the same color, right? It reads as like a silhouette. So here I did my best. I'm not really like an all black dresser, so I don't have a lot of interesting textures and things, but I went with the rib. I did a little accessory. I went with super baggy pants, and then I went with like an interesting shoe, in this case a Croc. And you know, some of you might not like the Crocs, but they're actually very like in vogue right now, and I think they look interesting with wide pants. But the point of all black is that it allows you to do some very interesting things with silhouette, with texture, stuff like that, since you're not focusing on color. Now, if you're somebody like me who likes wearing black as more of just an anchor for the outfit and then pairing it with other colors, this could be a good one for you. I call this the neutral sandwich, because what you're doing is you're taking black as the bread of the sandwich. So black on top, maybe layered over something white. I got this black denim jacket here, white printed tee. Then you do a neutral, something like khaki or brown or olive, something like that, like a mid-tone neutral. And then you apply the other bread of the sandwich, which would be a black shoe, in this case, a penny loafer. And then that harmony between the 2 pieces of bread, kind of sandwiching the neutral. I find that it works pretty well, particularly with layering. I could do like a zip-up hoodie instead of this. I could do a black sweater, black blazer, whatever. Now I find that wearing an outfit that's all black and white can be a little too harsh and contrasty for my personal taste. It can feel a little too much like black tie formal or just like kitchen tiles. So for me, when I'm wearing white, I sometimes like to wear navy as I would wear black, especially in the warmer months. I think navy and white are best friends. You see them together a lot on a lot of world flags for a reason. And I think that just the crispness of white goes well with the subtlety of navy, but that can feel a little boring. So what you do with this template is you add a colorful sneaker. In this case, I'm adding these Kiko Asics in that kind of teal color. Another one that would look really cool with this outfit, but I don't own, would be like a Jordan 1 in red and white. That would be pretty cool. You know, anything with just a little bit of color to it. I think that just goes so well. It creates this kind of trifecta of balance. Like you've got the clean crispness of the white, you've got the dark subtlety of the navy blue kind of going into the background, and then you have the attention-getting sneaker and the colorful element. So I think that's a great template there. You could even just do it with a plain white tee or something with a print on it in the warmer months. One thing that I really enjoy looking at is what you would call a tonal look. Tonal just means you're taking very similar tones, almost monochromatic sometimes, and I feel like it can be a very subtle way to do something interesting. So in this case, I'm taking a khaki or beige or something like that, pairing it with a white or off-white, not too tonally different there. And then what I'm doing here is I'm actually anchoring it with a black boot. So that contrasting anchor with the monochromatic vibe, I feel like just provides an interesting template. Another interesting way I've found to do this is like a khaki wide leg cargo with like an oversized white tee, and then again anchor it with like a black boot. Now this is a pretty basic outfit, but in its more edgy expressions, this kind of white and khaki palette has been called Dunecore, and I think that's very interesting. It's kind of like khaki and white being worn with the same attitude that people often wear black, with more of an edginess to it. Now let's take that same concept, but flip it and reverse it. Now this is a template that was really popular in the second half of the 2010s, but if we know anything about style and fashion, it's that if it works, it works. Do it any calendar year. Don't worry if it's trendy or not. So with this, we want to take that same concept of kind of monochrome. So here we're going to do a black tee, but with a print on it, just to make things a little more interesting, a black pant, and then ground the whole thing with a white platform. In this case, a white sneaker, like a Stan Smith, Air Force One, whatever you want to do. This was done a lot back in the day with common projects. Just kind of go with the proportion of the outfit or whatever you want to do. But I feel like, again, that kind of monochromatic thing, giving it a platform to stand on, going with the white sneak, and just kind of keeping things a little more interesting with the print on the shirt. Now here's a template that I don't see much out in the wild, but I think it's beautiful, and that is to take a jewel tone and pair it with black. Jewel tones would be things that are like what they sound, things that make you think of sapphire, ruby, emerald, these kind of deep colors that are still very vibrant. So I've got this like sapphire tone sweater, and I think it goes so well with just a pair of black jeans and maybe like a black sneaker. And then if I wanted to layer this up a little bit, this is a trick that I like a lot. You take a subtler version of that jewel tone. So here I'm taking this almost slate gray, but still blue jacket and just throwing it on right over that. And then the color is just kind of accented without being the same. So there you have it. So thanks for stopping by. Please let me know in the comments what you're curious about style-wise, what you'd maybe like me to address in a future video. And as always, please leave a like or subscribe. That really helps support me, and the more support I get, the more videos I'm gonna make. Can't wait to make some more, and I'll see you next time.